What's up, YouTube? Underworld 6667 coming at you with an Inzektor deck profile on this fabulous long weekend, Easter weekend. Yes, I have not gotten dressed at all. I am still in my underwear. I know you guys didn't want to hear that, but I could have got dressed with this fabulous Underworld 6667 apparel. Now, I know you guys, I know you do not want to have my face on a shirt because you do not want to have me staring at whoever you're talking to. So what we did is we made some non-Underworld 6667, non-Yu-Gi-Oh related shirts so you could wear them in public so you wouldn't actually be known as a Yu-Gi-Tuber or a person who watches YouTube or anything like that unless the other person watches it at the same time. So you don't have to have my face on it and then have to explain what the hell does that mean. It's broken as a completely random saying that you can just say, hey, it's broken. Oh, it means it's awesome. It's broken. You don't have to explain that it's part of Yu-Gi-Oh! Anyways, we've got the It's Broken t-shirt. We've got the It's Broken v-neck shirt. We've got the It's Broken long sleeve shirt. We've got the It's Broken hoodie. This is actually the larger sizes. So this is the 3XL and 4XL. And the smaller sizes, so small, medium, large, extra large, and double XL down here for the actual other hoodie. So if you're a bigger guy, you definitely want to go with the 3XL and 4XL. I did purchase the shirt. Originally, they shipped out in about 5 to 7 days, and that's to me in Canada. So you know it's good stuff. Anyways, neither here nor there. You don't want to hear about how naked I am. You want to hear about Inzektors. Now, this Inzektor deck is something that I play just randomly when I'm bored. I don't want to do any more Yu-Gi-Oh! Card sorting and organizing and shipping out and all that kind of stuff. So I stop and I play some Inzektors. Sometimes I play some of the other decks that we have here. You've got like Dino Rabbits and Gadgets and Frog Monarchs and pretty much everything under the sun. But my favorite deck right now is Inzektors. It's actually what I'm playing live, real, in the actual game. Anyway, let's go over what's going on. So, of course, we got the 3 Armageddon Knights just to begin with. Of course, they're to put your Hornet and your Ladybugs into the graveyard so you can use them later. However, let's face it, sometimes you can put the Inzektor Dragonfly into the graveyard because you have either the Call of Haunted or the Monster Reborn. It's a freaking awesome card. I'm surprised not a lot of Inzektor players were using this when Inzektors were actually working. I mean, there was no reason to really need the Inzektor Hornet in the grave because, let's face it, you had 3, you could draw into them. But now that the Inzektors are quote-unquote dead, let's face it, you need some sort of way to get those darks into the grave. Now, moving onwards, we got Card Trooper. Of course, he mills. There's your darks in the graveyard. When he's destroyed, he gains a card. You draw a card. When he puts the cards in the graveyard, he goes up to 1900 attack power. That's going to be very, very detrimental when you're facing off against some big, huge monsters. Of course, Cardies. With Cardies and Threatening Roars, that's a perfect combination. You set the Threatening Roar, you play the Cardie, you +1 off of the Cardie, and then you Threatening Roar. It makes it a 1-for-1. But let's face it, you're swapping out these cards for, of course, your better cards, your Inzektor cards, your whatever. Let's moving on. Dark Arm Dragon. I mean, you're playing Dark Monsters, automatic Dark Arm Dragons in the deck. You got the 3 Centipede, you got the 1 Dragonfly, you got the 1 Gigamantis. I tried to run Gigamantis and the swords and all that kind of stuff, but I found it to just be way too aggro. This, I would say, is a control-based deck. You're going to be popping on a regular basis. You're not going to be synchro or exceeding. You're not going to be getting rid of these lovelies. Oh, I just love leaving these on the field. Your opponent has nothing to do. They either set all the cards and all that kind of stuff, and then say go, at which point you start popping, or they have to, in their minds, destroy possibly 2 monsters. If you're dragon flying and then bringing out a centipede, they have to destroy 2 monsters. Not to mention later on in the game where you might have even more on the field. I'm pretty sure Regeki is banned, so there you go. Moving onwards, of course, 1 Inzektor Hopper, 1 Hornet, because it's limited to 1, as you can see by the 1 above it. Of course, Inzektor Ladybug at 3. To be perfectly honest, I don't really use Inzektor Ladybug to get any level 5 stuff. Usually it's just to get a Hornet to my hand so he can start controlling and popping and doing that kind of thing. Very seldom do you ever see me Ladybug into a level 5 and then exceed into a rank 5. Very, very seldomly. Of course, you got 1 Dark Hole, Foolish Burial. Now, 2 Forbidden Lances. you want to be able to use this on your own cards just as much as using it on your opponents. These guys do not have huge attack power, so using it on an opponent's cards, very seldom that we're going to use that. However, it will be able to protect your Inzektor Dragonfly just in case, you know, shit happens. When he's getting bottomless, Centipede's getting bottomless, you Forbidden Lance him. Then he can't get bottomless. It's a very, very powerful card. Moving onwards, we got the Heavy Storm, the Monster Reborn, 3 MSTs, and 2 Pot of Dualities. Pot of Dualities, once again, you're going to be searching. Very seldomly do we have a Dragonfly in hand when we're playing a Pot of Duality anyway. So, I mean, it's going to search out a lot of your stuff. That's the whole point. Call a Hunt is just broken. I mean, your opponent spends all this time trying to destroy your front row, aka your monsters. You have a Call a Hunted waiting in the wings. Oh, it's beautiful, beautiful. Of course, Compulsory Evacuation Device. You can use it technically to save your own cards, but you can use it to get rid of your opponent's Exceed monsters. You do not want to be sitting against a wind-up Zenmains, because technically you can only kill 1, 2, you're done. Unless you're going to bring out a wasted Gigamantis, and then you're not searching out another Centipede with the Centipede at the very end. You'll get it once you actually play this deck. Phoenix Chain. Phoenix Chain is the most broken card. I can't believe that this has not gone like super up in value. I do understand that there are commons that are printed right now, but it's a broken card. Everyone loves Solemn Warning. You're asking why you're not playing Solemn Judgment. That's a shitload of life points, and there's no room. That's why. Threatening Roar. Threatening Roar is just broken. Once again, they're spending a lot of time on your front row. You're pretty much negating all of their attacks, no matter what they do with Threatening Roar. Plus, it's going to save your butt if you have to. I've used it quite a few times to save my ass, and then I pop with a Dragonfly or a Centipede next turn. It's friggin' awesome. The side deck isn't really perfected. I haven't really done much with it. The main deck is where it is all at. I mean, I'm only playing 1 games on these. I have updated my side deck in real life. However, these are pretty decent cards by themselves. Of course, you got the 2 Maxis, you got the 2 Raikos, you got the System Downs. You got the Gozen Matches. Gozen Match, very, very awesome card, especially against a lot of stupid decks. You might want to play Rivalry just because, once again, you're not using these for Exceeds all that often. You're only doing that in extremely dire situations. So you can use Rivalry, and you're only playing Sex at that point. Yes, you're going to play a Warrior. Yes, you're going to have a Machine, but let's face it, these are where it's at. 2 Royal Decrees. Hey, traps suck. Soul Drain. And 2 Torrentials. Big, huge, beefy card. Let's face it, we're not going to play the Torrentials in this deck as a main card because you're going to leave these on the field to just sit there. And sit there, and sit there, and pop, 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 pop. That's it. In the extra deck, of course, we have 1 Adrius, 1 Gachi Gachi, 1 Levier, 1 Maystroke, 1 number 12 Crimson Shadow Armor Ninja, 2 Leviathans, a Giga Brilliant, a number 30 Acid Golem of Destruction, number 39 Utopia, sorry, Tempo, Tiras, Wind-Up Zenmail, and 2 Wind-Up Zenmains. On a regular basis, you're going to just stall out. Sometimes you have to get rid of one of your card troopers and an Inzektor Dragonfly. You never know. That's the whole point of this whole entire deck, is you're making your opponent guess what your back row is, and of course, worrying about the front row. Sometimes they forget the back row, which is a dire, dire thing. Sometimes they just leave your field wide, wide open, and, you know, pop, pop, pop. That's it. Thank you guys very much for watching. Make sure you go check out the new apparel shop. The link is in the description. As always, do not make those binder blunders.